Hello, my fellow witches and wizards. Welcome back to Alicia's Magical Kitchen. Here we are going through the unofficial Harry Potter cookbook, and we are making every single recipe within it. And today's recipe is one of the 4 scrumptious cakes that Harry's friends send him when the Dursleys are on the diet for Dudley. So this should be a pretty easy, because I've made cakes before, but also I've never made a cake this way. So this will be pretty interesting to see how it turns out, how I wave my magic wand and make it appear. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and let's go ahead and get right into cooking one of the 4 scrumptious cakes. Alright, so the first cake we're going to make of the 4 scrumptious cakes is the Victoria Sponge Sandwich Cake. And this one was from Ronald Weasley. Ah, sweet revenge. The summer that Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia put Dudley on a strict diet. Harry revels in his knowledge of the good food hidden upstairs in his room while Dudley starves in the kitchen. When Harry informs his friends of the severe diet imposed on the whole family, they loyally send him fabulous birthday cakes. The following 4 cakes are an imagining of what Ron, Hermione, Hagrid, and Sirius sent to Harry. And this would have happened in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in Chapter 3. The one I'm making today is the one that I said would be from Ron, and it would be the Victoria Sponge Sandwich Cake. Now this is the simplest of cakes, yet elegant and delicious. It's called Victoria Sponge because the famous queen of that time used to have a slice with her tea. The name sponge is misleading because it's actually a dense, rich cake, not an airy, fluffy sponge. And I'm actually not used to making like a denser cake, so I'm excited to see how this turns out. And it has like raspberry filling, like what? Sounds super good. So let's get cooking. Now you're gonna need 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1.5 sticks of butter at room temperature, 1 cup granulated sugar, 3 large eggs at room temperature, a 1/2 cup raspberry jam, confectioner's sugar for dusting, and whipped cream for serving, which is optional. First, you're going to want to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease 2 8-inch round cake pans and line the bottoms with parchment paper. Now, I don't have 8-inch round cake pans, so I used, I think they're 4-inch, and I have 4 of them. So we'll see. And I didn't put parchment paper because I don't have any. So we'll see again. But I did butter the pans. Whisk together the flour, baking powder, and salt in a mixing bowl and set aside. Using an electric mixer, beat the butter and sugar in a large bowl until light and fluffy, scraping down the sides of the bowl as needed for about 5 minutes. Add the eggs one at a time, beating after each until incorporated and scraping down the sides as needed. Add the flour mixture and mix on the slowest speed until combined. Finish by scraping down and folding the batter together with a rubber spatula. Divide the batter evenly between the 2 pans and bake for about 20 minutes until the cakes are golden brown around the edges. The tops of the cakes will be pale. Okay, so the cakes are in the oven, and I have to say, I feel like it's too dense. Like, I almost feel like the batter isn't right. So hopefully it's usable. But Cameron and I were like, what? This kind of looks like dough rather than like cake batter, but maybe it's just not like the cake batter I'm used to. So I'm hoping that they turn out okay, but I'm kind of scared. And because we're using the smaller pans rather than the 8-inch, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on them in the oven and just kind of try to go by more of like, are they browned and pale on the top kind of thing, rather than just like throw them in for 20 minutes. So we will see. So far, I'm not thinking they're gonna be awesome. Like, hopefully the recipe was okay. And the cakes will feel soft but set when touched lightly in the center or when a toothpick is inserted. Let the cakes cool in the pans for 10 minutes, then invert onto a wire rack and cool completely. To assemble the cake, place 1 cake on a cardboard round top side down and spread the raspberry jam all the way to the edges. Top with the second cake top side up and dust generously with confectioner's sugar. Serve with whipped cream and have it with some tea. Look at those layers, people. Layers.
When you look at the top layer, like thick.
All right, spoon please. Spoon me.
Cake spoon.
Yeah, we don't have any forks clean, and yeah. All right, so let's
summary on your
try
thoughts
it.
here.
Oh yeah, my thoughts. So I definitely leveled the bottom of the cake a little bit thin, so I should have done better. But ultimately, this was actually fairly easy to make, and it actually looks really cute. Like, the final product is so adorable.
The like cake to jam ratio.
There's a lot of cake.
It's very sweet.
Like, I almost wish that I would have made it 3 layers instead of 2. Because like I said, I used smaller pans than what was supposed to be used. So, I feel like this recipe, you should probably just eyeball it. Like, whatever you're using, just, like, eyeball. Do the layers look even? Like, is one cake bigger than the other? And just try to, like, level them out, because I should have done that. The cake part tastes like pound cake. And it actually baked really well. I was so surprised because, like you saw in the footage, I was not...
Really had to watch it,
Yeah,
though.
I was really like, and some of the cakes took like 30 minutes and some of them only took 25. So I would, again, just test the times, keep an eye on it.
Some fresh raspberries would have been good.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, like, I wish maybe the raspberry was, like, incorporated into the cake.
Yeah.
Because there's only a little bit of it.
I think Harry would have enjoyed it, though.
Harry lived under a staircase. I think he liked seeing the sunlight.
I mean, we're eating, like, all of this, so obviously it was good. Definitely get some raspberries. I should have, like, I didn't even think about it. Because I didn't know how pretty it would look. Because there's no pictures of what the food should look like in the cookbook, which I wish there was. But now you'll have the pictures on here, I guess. So that was super cute. And also just to think, like, I would have been Harry eating the cake from Ron.
Under a staircase.
Yeah.
6 out of 10.
I give it a 9 out of 10. Like, I would eat that with tea for, like, a dessert. All right, you guys. So that was yet another awesome recipe. This one was a little bit more difficult, but also not super hard, which was awesome.
I feel like anyone could have made that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a lot of work.
You don't even need, you don't even need skill. Like, it was a lot of work, and it was a little bit time consuming just because you had to keep an eye on them while they were in the oven. And then also there was, like, the cooling period. And, like, we went on a walk in between letting them cool on the rack and, like, making the cake into the cake.
The oven was probably the hardest part because I feel like you could easily have overdone it to where then they would just not work.
Yeah, and be, like, way too hard.
Yeah.
For sure. But thank you guys so much for joining in for episode 2 of Alicia's Magic Kitchen.
Featuring Cameron.
He's an awesome house elf.
Person. House elf.
So I hope you guys will tune in for the next episode. It'll probably be pretty soon because I actually have a lot of fun making these. And I'm not even sure what the next recipe will be, but I'm going to try to make it maybe a bit of a harder one. Because now I feel like I know how this, like, magic kitchen is going to go. So I feel like I can throw some chaos in there, you know? So
maybe episode 3 is going to be the first meltdown. There will be at least one meltdown in this series.
It's going to be like a reality TV show. Be like crying.
Dramatic
on the
music,
floor.
dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're smacking your head against the wall.
So look forward to that.
Yep.
Episode 3, can't wait. And also, I'm going to be throwing in some Alicia's Magic Kitchen, but like spookified. So like some skull-shaped things and other spooky Halloween stuff. So look forward to that as well. I am so excited for Alicia's Magic Kitchen. I hope you are too. And I will see you. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you did enjoy it. And I will see you guys in my next one.
Stay magical.
I'm not going to say that. That's stupid.